Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of BCU Live. I am your host, Adam KN6QGV, with my co-host, Jeremy KD5YUZ with BridgeCom Systems, and we are here to bring you another exciting episode. And tonight we're actually going to be just talking about disaster prep and the importance of it. So let's start by welcoming some people.
We'll start off up here at the top. KA3JCJ. Richard Brennan from South Carolina. Howdy out yonder. Hey, we got one here from right there in Smithfield, right there at the home office. Robert Edwards, KF0DRG.
Welcome.
We got James Pratt, N0 or N08RF. Howdy, Mr. Pratt.
Welcome.
We've got KI7PWC, Montgomery County, Texas. How's it down there south of the border? Yeah. We always kind of pick on Texas there, south of the red. We've got Barry here from Colorado, KB8BW.
Welcome.
We got Benjamin Greer, KI5WAY from Arkansas. Well, at least I ain't the only Okie in the house. KD5FMU, Freddie, how you doing?
Hey, Freddie.
We got Grant Armstrong, N7AS from Prescott, Arizona. Oh, this one's cool. N2WKT, Mike from Jamestown, New York, home of Lucy. Lucy, you got some splaining to do. We got Rick, KB2LFZ, Glen Falls, New York. We have Garnett, KN4UTR from Central Florida.
How you guys doing over there right now?
Yeah, they're probably trying to pull back everything that tried to wash off with the creek rising, literally. We've got Bill, KF4CDK, Southwest Louisiana.
Welcome. Got any international people in the house tonight?
I'm not seeing any, and I kind of figured we'd get a couple. I know here's one here from Las Vegas over in your somewhat neighborhood, KF7KUK, Stewart.
Technically our backyard, yeah.
Oh, hey, here's another one from Missouri, KF0CQN. Kurt, how's it going over there?
Hey, Kurt.
Hi, hey. Here's Mr. Greg, been here pretty loyal. AI5HV from Oklahoma.
Welcome.
Okie in the house.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Okies today. I only saw a couple California ones.
Yeah. We've got J.R. Lawrence, W5EZX in Chattanooga. John Julian, W7JPJ from Denver. How's it going up there? Hopefully y'all didn't get too much snow out of that last storm system.
All right. We got 115 and growing right now.
All right.
If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you like and subscribe down below so you guys get notified when we do this, and it helps us out.
Well, you've got a direct shout out here, Adam.
Uh-oh.
Pamela, N1ZKH. Hi, Miss Pamela.
Hello.
See, who else we got in here? Hey, N2RWE, Eric. Used to vacation round top. Yeah, he won my cap that I gave away here not too long ago.
Nice.
All right. I'm looking for some possible international folks joining us, but I'm not seeing any.
We're up to 123. Well, we'll see if they join in. If we see them, we'll give them a shout out throughout the show. It's always nice to see our international folks here because we do help a lot of people internationally. We've helped people across the world, and we love to see them here. And we know it's an odd time for them, but you know, seeing them here, it really means something, especially during these tough times around the world. So, you know, we just like to thank each and every one of you guys for joining. For those of you guys who don't know, we actually have a workshop coming up, a DMR masterclass coming up next Thursday at 6 p.m. Central. So if you guys are interested and haven't done that yet, early access is actually ending soon. It's going to be $15, $14.99. If you get that, if you need some help with that, we can help you out by calling us up. Any of our representatives during normal business hours, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central. And our main number is 816-532-8451 if you're interested in getting that. We also do have 2 other packages available with that. We do have a starter pack, which is the 878 and the SkyBridge, as well as a bunch of little extra goodies that come with that. That's a kit that you get with the workshop, and everything gets to you right off the bat. You can program that along with us because we're going to start off with a wiped out SkyBridge and a brand new 878, and we're going to go through that process with you guys. So if you wanted to get that one, that package is available. However, if you wanted us to program it for you, we do have the same package available with programming. You guys can get that and we'll program that up for you, and then you can follow along and see how we set up your device. So these are two other options we have available for you guys to help you guys out, learn the best you guys can. I know everyone learns differently, so we wanted to try something out new this time, and we brought this so that you guys can learn at your best.
Well, we've got one international in the house that I saw pop up from Canada, VO1XO or XOX. There we go. Victor Oscar 1, X-ray Oscar X-ray.
Welcome. Now, for those of you guys who don't know and this is new to us, we do have a giveaway. We actually have two giveaways tonight. One of them is our yearly access to our BridgeCom Plus community. The other one is for an 878 radio. Here it is. One of these 878 radios. So one lucky winner will walk away with one of these tonight, as well as a year subscription to our annual, to our BridgeCom Plus community. So if you haven't done so, go down below and enter those giveaways now.
And while you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe. That way we know that you like the content we're bringing you.
Yes. So now we're going to show you guys a few things. We do have a bunch of radios that will cover what we're going to go over tonight. So this can be used for people that are not licensed all the way up to amateur licensees. We will show you guys a bunch of different things. So we have like our BridgeCom Buddy here. Our BridgeCom Buddy is is a great FRS radio that you and your family can use. This actually can also be converted over to amateur use as an analog amateur radio that you can actually have set for an emergency channel. One of these emergency channels we're actually going to be going over, so you can actually set that either in FRS mode or amateur if you do have your amateur license. So one of the main things that we wanted to do is we wanted to make sure with all these tough times, the hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, fires, floods, we're going to have any number of natural disasters happening, and even maybe not natural, but preparedness is the best thing you can do. And making sure that you guys are prepared is one thing we want to do. Is we want to help you guys understand everything. Now, one of the most important things you can do is having a solid radio plan. And to create a solid radio plan, there's something called the 333 radio plan. This is used in a lot of shift communications. I say it that way because SHFT, that's what SHTF, sorry, SHTF is the acronym. So we just say shift. So it's one of the things you want to do. So now what the 333 means is that every third hour, you're going to go to your third channel for 3 minutes. Okay, let me go again and say this. At the top of every third hour, you're going to turn on your radio, even if you don't need to make a call yourself. Turn your radio on, and you're going to listen for 3 minutes on channel 3. Now, I'm going to give you a list of what you should set your channel 3s to on your emergency radios. Now, if you have the Buddy, you could set it to that channel on automatically only. If you're in FRS mode, you can just change it to channel 3. If you're in amateur mode, you can actually set your radio to have that in there. Now, personally, I have a Buddy. I have it in my emergency bag in my backpack that I carry around every day. Yep, there you go. Jeremy's got 2 of them right there. All right, I actually have one set to these frequencies. So if I'm in an emergency, I could pull that out and I can use that. Say something happens to my 878. Say it gets broken, damaged, battery dies. I can't transmit for some reason, I can always pull out that one, and there we go. I have that as a backup. So I find that personally as, I love that radio as a backup that I have. So back to what I was saying, you're going to listen on these channels for 3 minutes automatically in general. This is a good habit because in an emergency, sometimes their radio communications will go down. Sometimes you won't have access to repeaters. Sometimes it's just simplex. So you got to play that game of telephone. Now, I know everyone loves that game of telephone. You whisper something into someone's ear, and then you change it, and then the next person changes it. This is not one of those situations where it's a joke to do that. When someone's actually broadcasting over there, you say exactly what they said when you relay it. Now, one of the duties is that they might not be able to hit emergency personnel, but you may be able to relay that to someone who may also be able to get to emergency personnel to make sure that that can happen. So this, as being an emergency and preparation thing, you want to take this seriously and always try to make sure that you know, in a situation of any kind of emergency, you help out everyone you can. And this little bit makes it that much easier. Now, for those buddy radios, you can use FRS channel 3. And if you guys want to program that into some of your radios for emergency purposes only, 462.6125. Now, some of radios, like our AnyTones, may not allow you to actually broadcast in those frequencies, but you can listen. So even having those radio frequencies in for listening purposes is still good, because you can have it scan those channels every 3 hours. You could just turn on the scan for 3 minutes to listen to see if anyone's scanning on any of those. Always good practice. And if you're shy, try and start to communicate with people, because when a radio actual emergency happens, you don't want to be shy. You start to, if you don't have that communication skill, working with people online and talking with them on the radio and all of that, you're going to be scared talking on the radio when an actual emergency happens. I help prepare a lot of people for emergency situations. We do a lot of, scenarios out here in Los Angeles. So we'll even go out there, and I usually run the radios. I love helping people with the radios over at command, and we teach people how to properly communicate, how to handle it, how to calm down, look at the situation, and process the information that's necessarily needed to get over the radio. But the important, just so it's the important information, but we leave out all those excess details that no one needs. So these are some good practices. Now, again, at the top of every hour. So what I mean by this, every third hour, what I mean by this is noon, 3, 6, 9, midnight, 3 a.m., 6 a.m., 9 a.m., back to noon. So this is the cycle. Every third hour is when you would turn it on. Now, it is good practice to always make sure that if you don't have a watch that automatically syncs up with like a satellite or your local area or your phone or some type of atomic clock, you're going to want to make sure you're synchronized with some kind of atomic clock and with your watch, so that way you know you're on for those minutes, because every second counts in an emergency. Now, the next thing you guys can do is we actually do have another radio. And if you guys want a little bit more power, you don't like the buddy, you want something a little bit better, we do have an Echo. Let me see if I got a picture of that here. I know we have our Echoes, and these are some really good GMRS. Here we go. These are our Echoes. GMRS radios. And if you guys are interested in getting one of these, as you can see, they have 3 watts of power on them. They have 8 repeater channels built in that you can go. We can actually help you guys get your license. It's actually really simple and easy. It's only $35 with the FCC, and we can help you acquire that license so that you guys can, utilize these radios. They're amazing radios to have. The kids have fun with them. And if you have one license you have one license, your whole family that lives with you can use that same license. Your wife or your husband, your children, or mom and dad, if you still live with them. So you guys can all use the same license.
Really good thing to have if you're an outdoorsman. You go fishing or hunting or just go hiking out in the woods. Cell phone coverage ain't going to be too good out there. We all know that, how it is out in the country and off the beaten path. But even the National Park Service monitors the GMRS and FRS channels.
Mm-hmm. Now, the FRS and GMRS they're both called Part 95, and these are actually public band radios that are out there for the public's use. Now, they do try and license GMRS because it is a little bit more higher power. You are allowed up to 50 watts on certain channels, on the last 8 repeater channels. So with that extra power becomes, they want to make sure that you understand what you're doing with that licensing. Now, for those of you interested in getting into amateur radio, I know a lot of you amateur radio operators are going to give me a lot of flack for this, but that's a good place to start. It's a good place also to get in touch with your local community. I have a license. I have an amateur license. I have both. I have commercial license, or I'm about to have my commercial license. I have to take one more test. So when you have these at your fingertips, it actually gives you the better experience. It's not even about, being able to use the long distances or some of the other things like HF or DMR and stuff like that in amateur radio. You still get a community sense. I talk to people in my community all the time. I'll switch over to using my GMRS radio and talking all around LA. There's a group of people. Some people are, 50 miles north. Some people are south of me. It's amazing just being able to talk to people in your neighborhood and talk to them. Hey, how's it going? They're like, good. How's the family? You actually build like they're your neighbors. You build a relationship with these people, and that gets you a lot more comfortable. Also, when you start to get over to amateur radio, hey, I'm talking to someone and now they're international, or they're somewhere across the country, or, for all you know, they could be next door. It's actually funny I say that because my neighbor just put up an antenna on his house.
Hey, what's for supper tonight? Yeah, the use of the GMRS and FRS is a wonderful theory, and it's also a wonderful tool for those of us that don't always want to be tied with one of these on us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look at how big and bulky these things are now. Look at how small radio is, and you get the same things. Look at that, even the Buddy. Yeah, Buddy is a great thing. In an emergency, you're going to be able to carry that in your pocket. You could keep that in your pocket all day long, or your purse. That's a great thing, in your purse. Just pull it out. Boom, there you go. You got emergency radio.
Yep. When I'm out riding with my friends, horseback or muleback, I've always got one of these tossed in my saddlebag.
The 1,000,001 uses for it.
Oh, yeah. And these little things just absolutely surprise me how tough they are.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if y'all can see, but that's metal.
Here, let me make you big. Let's see if we can do that.
That right there, that's pure metal, guys. That thing is stout. It's not like a traditional radio where they've got the little funny clip on it that you got to push to move, and springs. We all know how those end up. Usually not in a good way, especially when you need it. But that little metal thing, when it locks down on your belt on a strap, the sucker's there. And this has actually been approved by my 5-year-old twin grandkids. Bulldozer and Tank, that's their nicknames. And they're named that for a reason. So this thing is tough. I don't know if y'all can really see, but one of them got a hold of the antenna and decided to use it for a chew toy. Even at that, these have a very crisp speaker on them. The audio is just blows me out of the water. I've never had a FRS radio that is that clear.
Now, I don't recommend biting on the antenna, people, especially when it's
No.
on and transmitting. That might not be a good thing.
Maybe a shocking experience.
Yeah, you might be having a shocking experience there. You might also receive some burns and other things. So it is I would not suggest that at all. I see we got 171 people here. Thank you, everyone, for joining. If you haven't done so already, make sure you guys like and subscribe down below, and sign up for that giveaway down below, because, again, we are giving away an 878 radio tonight, one of these, as well as a 1-year subscription to our BridgeCom Plus community. Let's see. For those of you who don't know, let's see, our BridgeCom Plus. We have 3 different memberships here. We got a monthly membership, which is $14.99. We got our annual membership, which is $150 for the year. And we got our lifetime membership, which is $750. Now, there are a bunch of benefits to being in the BridgeCom system. The BridgeCom community, BridgeCom Plus. And I am pulling those up here. If you get the monthly subscription, you will get the super code plug, and after 6 months, you will get the ultra code plug. If you sign up for the annual or the lifetime subscription, you'll get our ultra code plug automatically. We'll give you a free DMR account setup. Make sure all your DMR accounts are set up properly and everything. You have a DMR ID. You get access to our exclusive BridgeCom Plus community server, which we host on Discord. We have great discussions on there. Everything's moderated. We have knowledgeable community members that are very active and help people. And our techs are even active in there as well. We also give you all access to our university courses. So you get access to all the training videos that we have in there in one complete course. You'll see it on there for $4.99, I believe it is. And it's an amazing thing. It rocks you through. And we are actually in the process of recording a whole bunch of videos. So we have newer stuff with the up-to-date firmware, up-to-date everything, radios, and everything's going to be, you know, right there as if it's brand new. You also get access to our giveaways, which we do every week. We have an exclusive BridgeCom Plus only giveaway, which we give away the 878. You also get access to different discounts and early access. These are two things that people are, we're starting to bring a lot more to the community now. We are having a lot more of these opportunities. So if you really would like to get into there, see some of the discounts we got or some of the early access sales, you know, hop on there. Now, with every yearly subscription, you get a $150 in-store credit, which does expire at the end of the year. So if you don't use it, it does expire, as well as a $15 in-month if you get the monthly subscription. With a purchase of over $50, you get that $15 credit. However, that does expire every month, so they do not stack on top of each other. So if you're going to use it, make sure you use it. Now, again, if you guys have any questions or concerns, need any more information, want to buy some of our packages, would love to join our workshop or anything, 816-532-8451. And we're going to do that. And then if you guys have any tech support issues, make sure you call us at 636-264-8325. Our techs are always available, or they're available most of the time, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. through 5 p.m. Central. Sometimes they go a little after hours and they like to help you guys because of how many people are there. They'll stay a little late, but our techs are always available for you guys. Now,
always.
Getting back into prep things, radios aren't the only things that you should be preparing for. If you haven't done so already, make emergency plans with your families. This is huge. You need to make sure that you guys have some kind of action plan in place. If a disaster was to happen right now, where are you meeting your family? What places do you have and do? How are you going to contact all your family members? Let them know you're okay. These are things that you need to come into be aware of. And if you live in some of these danger zones, maybe make sure you have some kind of small medic kit or something prepared for yourself. It's never too late to get prepared. I'm prepared as a medic. I do training with other people. Like I said, I do radio training. We do staging. We do all these different things for community emergency response teams. We do a lot of training, and we even do training on Zoom across the country for everyone. I highly suggest, if you haven't got into any of these programs, get into them in your spare time. It's a great way to meet your community members. It's a great way to meet your neighbors. And it's a great way to be prepared. Because again, this is all about being prepared.
Yeah, there's one of our viewers that couldn't have said it better. Have a plan, understand the plan, practice the plan, and test with the actual gear.
Correct. Very well said, Terry. Thank you.
Took it right out of my mouth.
Yep. So as you guys can see, this is not just me saying it. You guys got some of you guys are out there are even saying the same thing as me. So you guys understand the severity of this and how we want to make sure you guys are prepared. Now, if you get into some of the upper radio bands, there are a ton of amateur band frequencies that you can use. There's actually CB. If you guys want to get into CB radio, there's CB3 AM, CB9 AM. I can give you those frequencies here if you guys would like that. There's also a bunch of CB sidebands, 2 CB sidebands, and 3 CB freeband availability. There is also low band VHF. And then there's, let's see, 4 VHF channels for ham, and 5 HF channels for ham as well. One for each of the 10, 20, 40, 60, and 80 meters. There's also land search and rescue VHF, which is a good frequency to have in your radio. That's 155.160 FM. but make sure that if you are on that, you don't push to talk unless it's a real emergency. Those channels are highly monitored, and you don't want to be broadcasting out over that. If you're on a boat, there are 2 Marine channels as well, Marine 16 and Marine 72. Marine 16 is a safety calling channel, and Marine 72 is boat preparations, boat preppers. Yes, show notes are out of date, Jim, and a couple of you guys. We do apologize. We did not get the show notes up in time today. I'm about to be traveling again. I have had a lot going on, and I did not get the show notes done. I do apologize. I let the ball drop. I didn't get it out, but we will, because this is so important. I will be typing this up, and I will be getting this information out to all of you guys in a nice document, so that way you guys can prepare yourselves. We'll also give you instructions and on how to set up your buddies. So if you guys are interested in getting those, we will have that. And we also, if you guys are interested in the echoes, we'll help you with getting your GMRS license and going that route as well. Roy, great thing. Learn first aid and CPR. Yes, learn basic first aid and CPR is great. I'm actually advanced cardiovascular life support as well as pediatrics advanced life support. Please don't hold it against me for being pediatrics.
There ain't nothing wrong with being pals.
Well, in the community, there's a lot of people that find, don't like it. Here's pediatrics. They make a lot of jokes. When it comes to saving people's lives and all of that, like Jeremy said, there's no need to joke about it, because PALS is a big thing, and it's a great thing to know, especially with children.
If it wasn't for a couple of local responders being PALS certified, my 5-year-old grandson wouldn't be here today. So, yes, I'm national certified EMT, but I wasn't in the state of mind to be able to provide care at that juncture with him. So when it comes to giving care, I don't care what alphabet soup you may have that follows your name. Hey, my hat's off to you. I'm right there in that first responder family as well, and I know what it feels like to be on the side of the family. There are some really good comments that are coming up here. Jeffrey Rose, that is an excellent case in point. After a tornado last year, things are changing. Yeah, always have at least a few days of food ration, bottled water, flashlight, battery-powered flashlight at that. You don't know how long you're going to be in the dark.
And don't keep the batteries inside. Keep them in a bag
Exactly.
next to it, attached with a rubber band, so you can pull it off easily and put them in there. Otherwise, the batteries will drain, and then they'll also corrode and cause problems with your devices.
The other thing that I would recommend is, there it is.
Hey, Pat. Nice to see you. You're doing some PALS reading tonight. Yeah, I see a bunch of people in here saying Skywarn. Here we go. ACLS and all of that. EMT with
There we go. Come on.
PALS,
come on.
ACLS,
Here we
EMR.
go.
Wife is an RN. I love seeing all this. I love seeing how many people are in this community for being prepared. Yes. If you aren't already, there usually have different organizations in your area. Skywarn is a great one to get a part of. Aries and Races are both another one. There are a number of them. So, go to your ARRL, get your local certifications with them as well. You got your EMCOM 01, you got your EMCOM 03, and you got your PR 01. Those are the 3 courses over there that you can take. They are all free. And if you haven't done so already, guys, sign up for FEMA. And now this isn't a push on them. They give you a bunch of free training, and everyone should be taking advantage of it. Everyone.
Here's just another good thought right there. Solar charger for the batteries.
Mm-hmm.
Battery bank. You can never have too many of them things. When stuff happens, us hams can still talk, but we need power to be able to make that communication.
Look at this. We got an ER doc in here and a retired firefighter and fire marshal. Wow. Thank you, guys.
Go.
Thank you guys. I love seeing all these people. Look at
My
this.
brothers in
Firefighter,
red.
EMT. Yep. Love seeing everyone like this. This is amazing.
8 years as a fire chief, so yeah, 12 years in the fire service. I know where y'all guys come from. Patrick, I can't agree more. You can never have too many of those batteries.
Yep. Now we are coming up. We got another about 15 minutes, maybe a little less on the giveaway. So if you guys haven't done so already, make sure you enter below. The odds are good that you're going to win something. So make sure you guys have done that. Yes, make sure you have a good go bag for your pets. Yes, Linda. I actually have a whole emergency kit. I got a go bag for my pets. Got everything I need right there, ready to go. Excuse me. So yeah,
Boy,
I
these
always.
comments just keep getting better and better and better.
I know.
I think we might have struck a nerve. Finally got something that got everybody fired up. I haven't seen this many rolling comments in a long time.
Yeah. The giveaway is not working. Date shows. It might just say the wrong date. I know the giveaway. We did check it. I'll double check it right now. But they were set up earlier. Let's see.
And Eric, yes, I still have my skull can. I've got my structure and my wildland.
Yeah, it says 11 minutes left on the BCU live giveaway. I just checked the page. It's working fine. The date might be wrong. Nope, it says it right at the top. If you go to our website, you might have to just go there, click on the BCU live. If you're talking about the BridgeCom Plus, that might have the wrong date. I might not have updated the actual date on the page. It should say 11 minutes left though on it. Yeah, my giveaway showed 10 12 20 22. That's the same as me. Now, if you guys haven't done so already, we also are giving away a Spooktacular giveaway this month, and we're giving away over $1,500 worth of gear. We are giving what is in this? An AnyTone 878 UV2 Plus, a SkyBridge dual band hotspot, plug and play setup, BridgeCom support. Let's see. We're giving you an extra battery and belt clip. You get our university course with that. You're also getting a secondary battery charger. I think it looks like, yeah, car charger. One you can use to go in the car. You're getting a battery eliminator. You're getting a speaker mic, a heavy duty case. Look at this. Wow, look at all this stuff.
You got that where you can put it up where they can see it?
I could probably just share my screen.
There we go.
Let's do that. All right, give me a second. Let's throw this right up here and let me share my screen. Let me find my mouse. Share screen. All right. So as you guys can see, this is our Spooktacular giveaway right now. There's the package of some of the stuff you're going to get up in there with an 878, as I don't see the 878s in there, but the 878 is included in the starter pack. And this is to help you get on the air and everything quicker and easier than before. So as you guys can see.
Ooh, look at that. It's Christmas on Halloween.
Right? Look at that. Even an 8-inch Nagoya whip antenna.
Oh,
I'm all for this. You kidding me? I want to win this.
No joke.
The security style earpiece. Look at this mobile battery charging bank. Look at that.
Oh, I'm jealous.
I know. I wish I could win.
They won't let us. But I know the recipient of that is going to have one huge tool in their toolbox.
Mm-hmm. Now, Robert, yes. I have a backpack filled with, he said, whoops. No, where is it? Here. Robert says he has a backpack filled with emergency supplies, bandages, tourniquets, etc. is a must-have. Yes. However, Please don't go out and buy things you do not know how to use. Don't think, oh, I'm going to go buy an IV kit because I want to have it. Or don't think, oh, I'm going to go get a chest decompression needle because I want to have it. If you don't know how to use it, don't buy it. It is not for you. As much as you think you want it for the next person, they probably have it in their kit. Okay. You do not need it. Do not go for things you do not need. The best things I can tell everyone: gauze pads, gauze rolls, ace bandages, splints, ice packs, some ointments and things like that, things to irrigate. You can get bottles of saline, and that's good to irrigate wounds. Very safe to use, doesn't sting, and it helps. These are things you can carry. All right. Do not go out and say, oh, I'm going to buy this tourniquet and then go apply it to someone. You're liable when you do that. Okay. Yeah. I can't put enough emphasis on this. If you do not know how to properly apply a tourniquet, do not do it. I would suggest using gauze pads and other things. You can make a makeshift tourniquet out of gauze rolls. People don't know that. Go around once, twist. Go around once, twist. Next thing you know, every twist that you put over, say it's right here, the wound, you put the twist over this part of the wound. That's going to put a lot more pressure here and actually be better than a tourniquet. It also builds up like a hard cast there that's going to hold down pressure. So make sure you only fill your supplies up with what you know how to do. I can't say enough on that. Exactly. Yes, an IO kit. Exactly.
Oh, wow. But I do know when you're out there in the woods.
Exactly, Toby. If you don't know how to do a tourniquet, don't.
Exactly. You can do a lot more damage than you can good.
Correct.
If you're ever out there in the woods on a hiking trail, camping with the family, these could be literally the only lifeline you've got to get help to you so you can help your family.
Now, Mike does bring up a valid point. There are courses out there. Stop the Bleed course is a great course. I've taken it. I've actually helped teach it before. It does cover tourniquets. It is free, and it does teach you how to use the hemostatic gauge. I know what you're trying to say there. And it is a great course. It teaches you a lot. Every instructor will teach you something different. You could take the thing 3 times in a row with 3 different instructors and always learn something new.
Mm-hmm.
And there is also a Stop the Bleed program for your phone. Now, on your phone, the last thing I can actually say the only thing I would actually say on your phone that you would want is this program called What 3 Words. Right here at the bottom. Looks like this. And what this does is when you click on it, it's going to give you 3 words that you can give to 911 dispatch, and they will be able to find you more precisely than any GPS. They have done every square foot or something has its own code. So with the 3 words you provide them, they will be able to get you support more accurately. Love that. What 3 words is cool. Yeah, I see a bunch of people love that app. Yeah. So if those
what
of you guys,
I was looking at.
Yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, it is an amazing app. I've used it before when calling in, certain things. I've also heard people using it in other times during other situations, and being on both ends of it, it actually is really nice to know exactly where someone is because you have that. We have Richard. He says he's a FEMA trained epidemic response utility manager. Well, thank you for your service. Yeah,
exactly.
Wow. Jim, Red Cross is very good for first aid apps and stuff. However, I will always tell people to go to AMA first, AHA, American Heart Association, over Red Cross, just because their accreditations are a lot more accepted across the community, and in strict communities like LA, like where I'm at, American Heart Association is required on all our certifications, as well as it's OSHA approved. So you can meet the OSHA compliance with it. Just downloading that app. Nice.
Yeah.
Yes, they are, Tim, but it all okay, so for you guys who are doing this, I'm gonna put down one of these myths. A lot of people say, oh, feminine hygiene products are good as well, unscented and extra absorbent. Yes and no. It depends on the type you're talking. If you're talking a pad, yes, that can help a little bit. If you're talking an actual tampon and trying to put that in a wound, do not do that. It does not help. It actually makes it worse, and it does not put any pressure on the wound like the movies want you to think it does. Okay. It does not do that. So be careful how you're doing it. If you only have pads and you want to try and put it as pressure over a wound or something, that is fine. But do not try to stick a tampon in a wound. All right. That is not made for it. The military does have a special device that looks like a tampon that squirts a certain type of liquid into your body to kind of do the hemorrhagic thing, but it is not a feminine hygiene product. Now, for you women, feminine hygiene products are great to have in your emergency kit because you never know when you're going to have good old Aunt Flo come by and say, hey, I'm just paying a visit. And you want to make sure you have those. So those are the two instances where I'll say those will work. So, yes. All right. We're getting close to that time. We have a couple more minutes. If you haven't done so already, we got a couple minutes left on that giveaway. Make sure you do that and everything. And we will be giving away those winners soon. Have there been situations in U.S., Africa, and Middle East and disasters, SARS, to relay emergency info via radio best practice proactive? I don't know if that's a question or a statement, but learning how to speak over the radio, especially in emergencies, is key. There are different organizations have different rules on how you speak. Now, one good practice is never give out anyone's name over the radio. All right. You can give generalities, male, 40s, XYZ, but never give out name, personal information, something about them that's going to compromise them or anything. And you got to be careful with what you say over the radio, because you want to literally just, you're trying to get them across and let the medics and all of them deal with it. You're on unencrypted channels. And when law enforcement and them, even when they're talking on their encrypted radios, right? If they're on a radio and they're talking, they'll go switch to cell phone and they'll record the call over the cell phone and they'll talk over the cell phone just to make sure it's safe from prying ears. So just know that. Be very cautious with the information you give out over an active line. It is public. Okay, that's an answer to someone. Just installed. Here we go. Barry said he just installed What 3 Words. Really nice. Yes, it's a great program. For those of you guys who haven't installed it, I highly suggest adding it to your phone and everything. So it's going to be amazing. Okay, so Terry was saying U.S. Air Force Emergency Prep Technician Instructor for IDOC, Bear Base Operations and Recovery Trailer with comms at U.S. Army for White Sands Missile Range during. Oh, nice.
Here's a real big shout out that we can give.
First time
David
here
Smith.
live. Thanks for all you guys are doing to help us with DMR. Looking into the GMRS radios. Just got our license. Congratulations, Debbie. Any license is a good license to have. For those of you who don't have any licenses, there are two things I would suggest. One, getting your GMRS license to just get you in the door. And then if that's going to push you forward and motivate you, because I know, if you're going to be somewhere, if you're going to want to do something, you're going to be motivated by just getting that first little step. It's a stepping stone. Look at it as a stepping stone. You get into GMRS, you start liking it more and more, and the next thing you know, you got your amateur radio license. It's not as hard as everyone thinks. There is a lot that goes in it, but the reality is drill, 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 you'll learn it. It's a lot easier once you learn it, and then you're gonna get your license. Go, that wasn't that hard. And then you're just gonna start getting the practice and getting more and more into it. And next thing you know, everything that you learned in there, you already know. All right, we got Tom disagreeing with me. He says he would disagree to buy them and this and that. Look, if you can't afford it and you don't mind having it, yeah, okay. We do sometimes go work at parties and stuff and other things, and the homeowners like to own all the supplies, all the medical supplies, so they'll have a full medical cabinet full of it. I obviously will bring all my own stuff every time. I bring my own my own kits and my own bags and everything. I'll bring my own oxygen tank if I need to, but it's always good to have your own supplies because you know where your supplies are in an emergency. You don't know where their supplies are, and then having to ask someone, and it could get messy. And then trying to keep accountability, because especially when you could get into some things like an IV line, or giving someone medication. These are areas that are gray. If you're not trained and you don't know what you're doing, you can get in a lot of trouble. So I say better be safer than sorry. But everyone has their own opinions with that. I personally would carry my own supplies and everything that I need, and I always make sure I have an abundance. So,
And Garnett makes a very good point at that. Have a list of your older hands in your club. It's very important if they live alone, and that way you can check on them.
correct.
Very good point. Very good point.
That's actually one of the things we learn in CERT, and we're going to be teaching also for NTP, is that you want to get an accountability of all your neighbors. So if there is a disaster, like here in California, we can have floods, fire, tornado, hurricane, tsunami, earthquake. Earthquake's a big one. You know what I mean? We need to know who's where and what. So I know where all my older neighbors are, and how to get into their houses if there's a necessary, where they keep their spare key, or where they keep a lockbox with their key, so I can get in if there's an emergency, how we can communicate, how we can get in touch. These are all things you should be planning with your neighbors, because the more people around you, especially if you have kids, you can't make it home, but your neighbor's there, at least you know your kids are safe, as long as you trust them. We all have those crazy neighbors. So, but most neighbors you can build. Yeah, exactly. But radios are great communications too. Now, if you guys don't already have them with your family, I suggest everyone trying to get a radio in your family, because it is great, especially the 878. If you have your amateur license and you're in an emergency, phone lines are down where you're at, but you know you have a family member in another state or something, you could text them from your 878 and say, hey, I'm safe. So that is huge. And you can receive text messages back from them. So this is a very, powerful tool in an emergency. You always want to make sure you're prepared, know how to use your stuff and everything to the fullest, and you want to test it regularly. I have right here 2 extra batteries for the 878. Jeremy's going to pull out a bunch right now, probably too. See?
Wow. Figured we're doing show and tell.
It's always good to have batteries around you. I got kits in my car. I got kits in my house. I got a whole cabinet full of food just for emergency. I got emergency rations. I got medical supplies, and I got communications. I got HF, VHF, VUHF. I got all the bands mainly. And in an emergency, I know I can communicate with who I need to. Tom was saying, same here, Adam. I totally agree with that. We do have a good Samaritan law here, but I don't think, because you stay at the Holiday Inn, you can apply the advanced care to someone who might need it. Yes, Good Samaritan laws only protect you for so much. There is some things that you can and can't do. It also depends on where your registrations are, if you're nationally registered or you're only locally registered, things like that. Good Samaritan laws will protect you from saving someone's life. Now, two things you need to take into account. One, if they're unconscious, consent is given. Two, if they're not unconscious, you have to receive consent from them before you can actually start working on them. Those are the two main points you have to keep in your head before you work on someone. If they're completely unconscious, consent is given. If they're not, you have to ask them for consent before you can touch them, even to give an assessment or evaluation. So just keep in mind, Good Samaritan laws are there to protect you, but there are limited liabilities around them, and you can still be held liable for saving someone's life. This goes to the same for EMTs and paramedics. That's why they have insurance. All right, Jeremy, if you want to maybe go through some of these comments real quick, I'm going to start pulling up our winners. We're going to get these winners going.
Yeah, okay.
Now, again, I want to really thank everyone for sticking it out with us. I am really loving the fact that we still have 171 of you guys here. This really means a lot to us. I do see a lot of you guys really did like this information. Thank you. We're trying to bring you guys what you want. We're trying to bring things, and we thought that, hey, this is something that everyone needs, especially with this time. We're in tough times. If Florida just got devastated with Ian and all these storms that are going across the country, and we're having potential thunderstorms here in Los Angeles right now. There's big thunderclouds forming up above. So we feel that we need to bring this to you guys. We care about you guys, and we want to make sure each and every one of you guys is safe. So this is really an important thing to us, and we're glad that each and one of you is here. Thank you.
Exactly. All right, I've got one here. James asks about the background pictures.
Which background pictures?
Background pictures on the 878 and how to access them.
That is a great question. All right, let me pull up.
It's kind of.
This is the same for the. I'm going to just pull up my CPS here, and I'll throw it up onto the screen behind me here in a second, so you guys can see that.
My grandson found that one, and he said, "Papa, you need that one. It says I'm radioactive." I mean, I never really thought about putting anything on there before until I started playing with it myself, and I found out it's a pretty cool little feature.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. What do I got on mine? I got two different ones. First off, I got... Let my passcode go. For those of you who don't know, there is also a boot picture. If you guys can see my radio. Let me make myself... It said starting services. Now, this is one of them. As you can see, it has the green over on this side, blue in the middle, red on this side. It outlines it. This is one of the backgrounds that's available in there that I did upload. So what we will do, as soon as I could find my interface, I think it crashed on me. Let's try that again. Doesn't want to open for me. All right. Well, in your menu up there on the top, there's the tool menu, I believe it is. And in there, you will actually see it says background. Oh, yeah. I got to quit the apps. Here we go. Okay, now it'll load. You'll see, I think it's BK Image 1 and BK Image 2, I believe are the two names. Let me try to pull this up again. D878. All right. Decided to finally load. Or is that yours? Okay, so there's boot image, as you guys can see from Jeremy's screen. He has boot image right there, and then you see standby BK picture 1 and standby BK picture 2. So you can actually upload 2 background pictures for there for the back. So if we actually go open image, now included in each one of our downloads are our CPSs when we provide it to you. You will actually see in the official release, if you go to the right, let's see, 2.04 is to the right. There you go. Yep. Now, as you can see right there, it says the D787UV boot image in the middle, second row, 5th from the end. Just up 1 to the left 2. Either way. Yeah. So that's the boot image I selected. Now, I was just showing you guys. That's not, we don't have to upload that one there. I'd actually upload that as the boot image, but just so you guys could see, you would just select one of those images and then you write it to your radio and it'll be saved in there. All you got to do at that point is go into your optional settings and tell it that you want it to, instead of the custom lettering. So if we click on optional settings, power on, there you go. See at the top, instead of custom characters, you'll do custom picture. And I believe it's on display. You'll choose which one, isn't it? Yeah, standby BK picture. Default, you're going to change that to custom 1 or 2, whichever one you wanted to use. Eric, you posed a good question. Is there any clubs affiliated with CERT in many areas? Now, once you get your CERT certification on the national level, you're supposed to get your local certification with your local level by doing all the hands-on experiences and stuff. There are some organizations that do that. There aren't many out there. If you're talking like amateur radio clubs, they're mainly Aries and races and things like that. All of those are worth joining. Great skills, great people you meet. And in an emergency, it's always good to be prepared. Now, if you're talking about what to do after you become CERT and you're already part of the CERT program, you're doing a call out team, but that's it. And you want to prepare your neighborhood. There's something that we're working on out here in Los Angeles called Neighborhood Team Program. And you can actually sign up for that even though you're outside the LA area, and we can actually help you with setting up neighborhood teams in your area. And this would be setting up your local neighborhood members to be on your team to support you in the event of a disaster. So you would be the coordinator and team leader as being the certified member. So there are a bunch of different things like that. Wow, 181 people right now. I love seeing this. Can you use DMR for simplex? Dustin, yes, you can. You just have to make sure that, again, color code, time slots, the DMR group you're using, the talk group and everything, all of those match and everyone has a unique ID. All right, so while this goes, I'm going to call our first winner. So we're going to be doing the annual, and that is drawing. All right, let's see.
Oh, while you're getting that drawn, Ken Schaefer, yes, you can download anything that you want. I know on my mobile in the truck, I have a picture of my wife and I with our grandkids as the boot image. So it doesn't have to be from that file. You can actually download an image from another file that you have, and it'll be able to be imported or written to the file for the radio.
Yes, and I have tested that out before as well. I was put the BridgeCom logo as the background on one of ours for the boot up on the test radio that I had. I have this one that I use in all our streams, but it got wiped off because of doing all the factory resets and all those videos. But I'll show you guys in one of the videos coming up here, me putting that on as the background so you guys can see that as the boot image. Now, Robert, I hope I said this right, Robert Bailey, KF7OBC from Stevensonville, Montana, I think that is. You are our winner, Robert Bailey, KF7OBC. Are you here? Yes. Here's a great question. Eric, he said, do you recommend different colors codes for the multiple hotspots? Yes. Always make sure your hotspots are on different color codes, even if they're on different frequencies. Just because of being so near each other, it's always good practice to keep them on different color codes. That's one thing I would always suggest. Robert Bailey's here in the house. Welcome. Congratulations. You just won a year of BridgeCom Plus. If you call us up tomorrow, we'll make sure that we get you taken care of. We get that process and we get you, your BridgeCom Plus membership, and we get you to your membership activated. Welcome to the family and welcome to the community. If you haven't done so already or weren't a member or you're new to it, for all of you guys out there, this is an amazing community and we're only making it better. Coming up here for all the holidays and everything, these guys are getting amazing. They get the free workshop. They get the workshop for free. That's a bonus right there. I would just pay the $15 a month just to be in the membership for that. Actually, the $150, so I don't have to pay, what is it, $175 for the year instead?
Yeah.
Save that extra $30 or whatever it is, $35. Like, so that is one thing I would suggest doing if you haven't done so already. There's amazing benefits with BridgeCom Plus community, and it's only going to get better from here going forward. All right. And we are winning, let's see, 44 people entered for the 878. See, guys, look at these odds. And as a member of the BridgeCom Plus community, you will get the chance to win one of these radios.
Excellent tool to have in the toolbox.
Philip Clayton, KG4 LTT of Jackson, Tennessee. That is Philip Clayton, KG4 LTT of Jackson, Tennessee. You are our proud winner of one of these. Are you in the house? If he's not here, we're redrawing. So remember that, guys. Stay till the end.
Yep.
Philip Clayton's here. Congratulations, Philip, on winning yourself an 878 radio. You're proud winner of a new 878. And thank you so much for being a member of the BridgeCom community. We do love seeing our BridgeCom Plus members here and on the show. For those of you guys, again, we can't thank you enough. We all love you guys here. We can keep going if you guys want to keep going. If you guys have questions, you have any concerns, you want to ask us something, please, let us know right now. Otherwise, we'll start to wrap it up. You guys seem to be having an amazing time. We're having an amazing time. I think this is one of the best streams we've done in a long time. Yeah. So, we got someone from Puerto Rico here.
Hey, Edwin.
Hey, Edwin, how you doing?
That SkyBridge still up and running for you, sir?
You're welcome, Lance. Thank you to everyone for here. If you guys want to ask us some more questions or anything, throw them up in here. Otherwise, we're going to start to wrap up. Yes, we have been looking into extrinsic and EMP shielding and other things like that. that could be possibly in the future. Help, my radio keeps alarming in VFO mode.
Man down alarm.
That's what I was thinking. First thing came to mind, man down alarm. How easy is it to build a code plug? Well, it depends on everyone's skill level and how good you're at with the CPS and computers. It could be easy. It could be very difficult. My suggestion is you can watch some of the videos we've done, but the best part would be, or the best suggestion I can give you is, if you guys haven't done so already, sign up for our workshop. It's going to be next Thursday at 6 p.m. Central, and we're going to make you from zero to hero, and we're going to take you along your GMR journey to being a master. So if you guys haven't done so already, take advantage of this. There's only a few days left on our early access, and then the price goes up to full price at $29.99. So if you guys want to get it at $14.99, I suggest buying that course now, or buying a membership into our BridgeCom Plus community and then registering for free. We could talk in a little bit. Yes, Anthony. Now, let's see. Let's see. I think that's about it right now. Again, we are starting to dwindle down. There are no more questions coming in. So I just want to say thank you to everyone for an amazing show. We're trying to make this better for you guys every week. We're starting to add more things, and we're trying to make this, all about you guys. We want to make you guys have the best knowledge. We want to teach you guys what you guys need. If you guys have any topics you want us to talk about, please call us up. Call our tech line, call our main line. Let us know. Let us know what you want. We also have some surveys that we'll put out so you guys can tell us what you guys want so we can actually make a better experience for you guys.
Well, here's another question that just came in. James asks,
in the past, I remember a code plug that you offered that was shift focus and that you offered. I don't know. Anything we offer, any free code plugs that we offer are on our site. If you scroll to the way bottom and click on code plugs, you can actually see that. Or if you go to our resource center, you can actually see them in there as well. We do have them. I know from state to state, someone might have put something in there for your state. Other than that, I don't know if we have a shift one made. But we could try to possibly make something or provide something. Oh, I know we can provide like the list I have here. So we have a long list of things, and I'll make sure that you guys get those notes and those frequencies in those notes. So we can go through and show you guys how to make that. Now, on behalf of BridgeCom Systems, I am Adam, KN6QGV, with my co-host Jeremy, KD5YUZ. We just want to say 73 and have a great evening.
have a good one, folks.